Hairmax, a bestseller, but today at one of the best sale prices that I've seen.
That's right, and this has been not on air. We haven't had this for a year and a half. So we've done Hairmax since then. But this Actonis 18, the Dual Action LaserComb, actually has not been on the air since January 2024. That's significant because this has the most lasers, 18, that we've ever offered in a handheld device. In fact, the one that we were running even earlier this year was only 12 lasers. This is 50% more. This is also the only one that we do in the handheld device that actually has a dual laser system. So that actually, like with different wavelengths, really targets your follicles differently. So we are very, very excited. But the key is you are going to grow a lot of new hair, not just a little, not fuzz. You're going to grow real hair using this for just, a few minutes a week. All you have to do is pick your color. The color is very slight differences. So this is the rose gold, and I'm just really referring to the name here. So we have rose gold, we have orange, and we have dark pewter. This should be $362. We have dropped the price down to 5 easy payments of $59.80 with free shipping and handling. I want to bring Ellen Langus out here. She has been with Hairmax really since the beginning of Hairmax coming to QVC. She brought this to QVC. And actually, before you even ever brought this to QVC, even behind the scenes, you were using Hairmax.
It's true. I suffer from hereditary hair loss.
But you would never know it.
Thank you. I love hearing that. And when I didn't know what to do about it, because back, 15 years ago, there wasn't anything.
Yeah.
My husband saw when Hairmax was FDA cleared nationally on TV. He called me and he said, "You might want to try that." And I did, and I loved it. And I called the company. And here we are.
So she's responsible for bringing, like 500,000 units later,
right.
She's responsible. But here's the results. And if you have Hairmax, if you've ever used it, doesn't even have to be this model, give us a call. We want to hear from you. That's after 26 weeks. Ellen, it's like her part that kept getting wider and longer, closed in and got shorter. That's a lot of new hair.
And this is a very similar thing for women. This is a typical loss where your part gets a little wider, it gets a little longer in the back. 26 weeks was our clinical test. And I think Juanita had a fabulous result here.
An incredible result. Also, you have 180 days to give this a try. If it does not work for you, we're not going to only, you don't have to give it back in 30 days. You really need to use it to see the results. Let's take a look at another one.
Take a look at Nancy.
Wow.
So she uses this, and everyone in the clinical test used this for 3 times a week. Let's say Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, whatever's good for you. Just 8 minutes.
So 24 minutes a week, 8 minutes at a time.
And in half a year.
That's what incredible. And the success rate with this Actonis, which you're really getting 50% more lasers than our other handheld models. The success rate in clinical testing was like 94.8%.
Yeah.
So almost 95% of women grew a lot of hair. And the hair that they grew, I wrote this down because I thought it was so incredible. Right. If you think of your hair, if you think of like the size of a postage stamp, 1 inch, think about how many 1 inches, by the way, I use Hairmax, think about how many 1 inches you could put all over your head. In each one of those 1 inches, women gained on average 133 new hairs. That's a lot. That is literally thousands upon thousands of new hairs that can be grown with Hairmax. How does it work?
Right. So what we're doing here is we're not brushing the hair, even though it looks like a comb. You're actually working on the scalp. You're treating the scalp because these are medical grade lasers. You can tell there's no heat, there's no pain,
you don't feel anything.
Tingling, nothing. And you put it against your head, and then there are hair parting teeth right here. These are patented. They're soft. But what they're doing is they're parting the hair so that the nourishing laser light can penetrate down to stimulate the hair follicle.
You and I talked about this off camera. Here's a reason to upgrade if you've gotten a previous model. This actually has 2 different wavelengths. We haven't talked about this. We haven't had this in other models.
Right. So there are 2 wavelengths because your hair is growing at different phases all the time. With the 2 different lengths or different wavelengths, you're going to be able to address both, so it's a more comprehensive way. So I'm just going to put these here.
Actually, can you see that, Sean, if you come above?
I think you can see the width there. And what you're seeing is with the 2 wavelengths, this one here that I'm moving versus the 1 wavelength.
So this is it's Hairmax Works. But look at what happens with the 2 wavelengths and also
Right.
the 18 lasers.
Yes. So there's 50% more lasers, and you're going to see that wider berth.
So this truly is the upgrade. Now, I will tell you, I've had tremendous success with Hairmax, so much so that for a bunch of years until even recently, I was showing everybody. Actually, I guess you can still
You
see it
did,
a little
you
bit.
cut,
I got
yep.
it cut. But all this hair that's slightly shorter, do you see how it's like just slightly shorter? That's all Hairmax hair. I was going through hormonal changes. I'd gotten ill. I lost a lot of hair. The person who cuts my hair is actually Maria from Calista Tools. She actually said to me once, this was like back, during the pandemic, she's like, there's so much hair in this bowl when she was washing my hair. And she said, you really are losing a lot of hair. I started using Hairmax religiously, and by that, it's not that often. It's like, in this case, 24 minutes a week. The results are amazing. In fact, that first time that I was using it, a few months, I started when I would pull my hair back in a ponytail, I would have all these little sprigs everywhere because it was new hair
growing in,
So
yeah.
how long until, like, I'm trying to remember how long it took me, but how long until, like, people start to see all that new hair? It's a lot of new hair.
You should start seeing new hair in just 4 months, 16 weeks. So that's pretty exciting. And you'll see it coming in probably a little small. It might look a little bit thin. No worries. That's how all new hair grows in. It's going to grow back just like your real hair. Whether you color your hair, you perm your hair,
Doesn't matter.
Real hair is going to grow in. You can treat it exactly like you wish. Now on Jody, you can see exactly how that hair parting teeth are working, and
Notice
that way
she's going along the scalp.
Yes.
This is not about brushing through your hair. You're running this along your scalp.
Yep.
Those lasers go into the scalp, and you actually grow real hair.
Exactly. Yep. And so you're going to do that. You're going to put it toward the top of your scalp and then move it about 1/4 of an inch. And every 4 seconds or so, you're going to move it. Now, there's a beeping sound, and I'll show you in a minute how we do that, but that'll guide you through it. With these before and afters, here's Nancy again, which is just amazing. Now, you may feel, if you're at home watching this, like I did, like, oh, I'm a woman. Women don't get hereditary hair loss. But
Oh, yes, we do.
30 million do. So this is something that you can treat.
So her part, this is the way a lot of women start to notice is their hair, the part starts to get wider. After 26 weeks, it looks like here too. I mean, actually, after 26 weeks, you would never even know that that was an issue for her.
No.
Like that just looks like a normal part that she might have had years ago.
Absolutely, and that part is filling in beautifully. And so if you're a woman, if you're a man that's experiencing hereditary hair loss, this is a great way to just reclaim your hair, reclaim your confidence. And you can see that, especially up toward the back, or I'm sorry, the bottom, where that part is getting so wide, and that's starting to close up. Now, after 26 weeks, you should pretty much feel that you've been starting to grow your hair back where you want to be. You don't have to do this forever 3 days a week. This is going to be something what we call maintenance mode, and you might want to start using it twice a week and then once a week just to maintain that.
You know what? That's good advice, but it's literally 8 minutes 3 times a week. I just do it while I'm watching television at night. Like, I keep it by my bedside table, and then, when I'm watching TV at night, on nights I'm out at QVC, I do it. It's no big deal. Here's what I want you to know, though. You need to start now, because if you wait too long, it can become too late, especially for guys who are, going completely bald. You really need to kind of catch this where you're starting to notice the problem. So really more like mild to moderate hair loss,
Mild to
not
moderate.
like severe. Now, here's the thing, though. Please remember, with this, the most lasers we do in a handheld model, this really is like the upgrade. The 2 different wavelengths that target follicles differently, 133
new hairs
per square inch.
Yep.
I want you to think about your head. How many square inches? Like just right here, it's the size of a postage stamp.
10 of them across a headband.
Easily.
Just
I mean, that
right
would
there.
be like, just
Just
this
in the
would be
front,
like
right.
over 1,000 new hair. I mean, you really do grow so much hair. And I think the big thing is, when I talk to people about this when I'm not at work, because I've gotten questions about
And
this.
we do.
We do. The thing that people always ask me is, does that thing really work?
Right.
Because it seems almost too good to be true. This is FDA cleared. This has been so tested like for years now.
Right, clinically proven, and this is for people who have mild to moderate hereditary hair loss. But I do want to mention it's also rechargeable, so you'll get the rechargeable stand. So nothing you have to do, just put it in the stand, charge it up. When you get it home, to turn it on, you're just going to press the bottom button, that turns it on, and then you turn the laser light on with the top button, and you can hear the beep. It'll vibrate to let you know when to move it on your scalp every half inch or so, every 4 seconds. If you get tired of the beep, you can turn it off. Just press this one more time.
And a couple questions.
You're ready to go.
Let's
Yes.
say I get this, but my husband wants to use it too. Can 2 people use it?
Absolutely. And these teeth come right off. Very simple. You just take them off, and then you can wash this with, well, I should just say wipe with a damp cloth.
What if I get out of the shower at night and my hair's wet and that's when I want to do it? Can I use it on wet hair?
Right. Well, it is great to have on clean hair, but let's not worry about that. But wet hair, dry hair, absolutely fine. Just not in the shower.
Hair? Yeah. Color-treated hair. It doesn't matter. And because it took a while to lose hair, it's going to take some time to grow that hair back. We don't do a 30-day money-back guarantee on this because actually that's not enough time. Like, we give you a 180-day money-back guarantee, so actually closer to 6 months. By the end of that, if you're not satisfied with how much hair you've grown, you can get your money back. But you just have to make sure you use it. Please don't get it home, use it 1 week, don't use it the next, then use it, and then don't use it again for a month. Just, it's only 8 minutes. You know, you don't get, working out, you'd be very hard pressed to see any results 8 minutes, 3 times a week. You get incredible results with this 8 minutes, 3 times a week.
You really do. And you know, you mentioned something earlier where a lot of women might be taken by surprise when they start losing their hair. This is called, you know, it's for hereditary hair loss, which is androgenetic alopecia. That is a change in your hormones. And so, for instance, if your hormones change at menopause, and that might be a time that triggers hereditary hair loss. Now, other things can cause the hair loss, so if you're not sure, you check with the doctor. But that's why when you're having those changes, that can trigger that hereditary hair loss. And the great thing is there's something you can do about it because you can regrow your hair with an FDA-cleared medical device now with 2 wavelengths and 50% more.
Well, Ellen, thank you so much. You're saving here about $64, getting it home for $59.80, free shipping and handling. Don't wait, we don't have a lot of these to go around. All right, I'm gonna go now because I have to go to